Okay, there's a lot of videos on YouTube of how to solve a Rubik's Cube, but some just aren't very clear. So today I'm going to show you how to completely solve a Rubik's Cube with no previous knowledge of how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So first, you start out with your cube. Now, this is a scrambled cube, obviously. The first thing you want to do is get the white cross. That can be done very easily, and you shouldn't need too much help. The thing you have to keep in mind is right here I have a white piece, but it also has red. Now I know on the back here is red. So the trick is you need to pair it up, and once it's paired right here so that it's lined up with the white, then all you have to do is rotate the red face until it lines up with the white. Now I see the green pair right here is already solved. The probabilities of where these pieces are, they can either be in this middle layer right here, or they can be on the bottom layer. If they're in the middle layer, you can just turn it down and turn it to the side and then turn that one back up. And then once it's on the bottom layer, facing down, which is the opposite of the white side, you can turn the bottom face until it lines up, and then just turn it twice until it lines up with the white. The other probability is it's like this. In the past, this has probably stumped you because you can't seem to get it to line up like this. All you have to do is turn it to the side, like onto one of these other ones, and then turn it down, and then in this middle layer, now here it lined up, but it won't always line up there, so you might have to move this bottom face till it lines up, then turn it up. Now you have the complete cross. Now the cross is pretty easy to get, and it shouldn't stump you that much. Now you're going to be solving edge pairs. So the best thing to do is start solving the corners. So you want to look for corners on the top layer with the cross down that line up. So this corner right here lines up, right? Because it's got green lined up here. All you have to do now to insert it down here is turn it to the side, turn this up, turn it down so it lines up, and then back down. And that's in there. Now this one is trapped down in here, so all you have to do to move it is move it up, move it, and then down. And then when you get to here, you just go up, down, here. But see, it's not lined up, so you do it again, go over, crossed. And then when it's lined up here, all you have to do is go up, over, down, and it's put in. Now right here I see that there's a pair. So this has an edge piece and a corner piece. So I've already solved this, but I can break it by just turning this face twice, because if I turn it once, see, it breaks this pair. So I want to turn it twice, back down. Now I just messed up what I just did, but it will help me later because all I have to do is solve it. So now I move it to the side, because see, it's lined up here. Now what I can do is just move it to the side, move this up, line it up, and then back down. And see, I've gotten this whole edge pair. Now I have another one lined up right here. So I can do the same thing. I just move this over, up, over, down. Now there's one left. It's right here. And when you get good enough, you'll see it over here, and you just move it over, and you don't have to go through the extra step. But if you can't see it, then you have to do it the easier method. And then once you've gotten that, sometimes you'll have pairs and sometimes you won't. Once you get to this step, you will likely need some help. You won't be able to solve it on your own. There is a method that I came up with that'll work to do that, but it takes a little bit longer. So from now on, you're going to need to use algorithms. So the first algorithm you'll use moves this piece down to here. And that algorithm looks like this. And then that piece is put in. Now, there's another algorithm that I'm going to show you right now that moves the piece down to here. It goes like this. And then what happened is I have all of them solved except for this one. Now this one's inserted in the wrong way, so you have to do an algorithm to move this piece down, and then it'll be up in this layer, and then you can flip it. So we'll do the algorithm that you've already seen, but just in case you haven't. Okay, now this is in the top layer. Now, what I didn't tell you before is when you do it, you have to line up the color here when you're going to do the algorithm. So see, orange and blue is here. We can either move it here or we can move it here. So I'm going to do the algorithm to move it here. Okay, we finished that. Next, what we have is we have the two layers solved in the bottom, and then we have the top. So I can see right here, well, we have the parity that only has one yellow on the top. So you can do this algorithm. Once you've done that algorithm, you're likely going to have either two sequences. You're going to either have this one where it has a strip, like 3 in a row, or you're going to have an L like this. If you have the L like this, you need to go back and do the sequence that I just did with the L in this corner. Okay? Now, if you have this line like I have right now, you want to turn the line so it's like this, and then you're going to want to do this sequence. Go down, up, over, down, over, up. Okay? You get that? And then you'll have the cross on top solved. Now from here, what you'll have to do is there's a couple sequences. So the one I'll show you, this one is for this one. It's got one yellow facing this way, one facing toward you, and one facing that way. Okay? And so the sequence is you go up with this one twice, down, up, and back down. Now, it'll take practice, but what you can do is you'll know when you see this, like this, that you need to go up, down, up, like this. Okay? Now, right here I have two corners like this. You won't always have that one sequence, so if you have this parity, which is 3, then, but it's got one facing this way instead of facing toward you. What you want to do is you want to pull it down over here, go up, up, over, over, up. Okay? So you can have that one, or there's also this one that has it like this. It's got 2 over here and 2 over here. If you have this, you want to keep the 2 on the sides, and you want to do this algorithm where you pull it down, over, up, down, 2, and then up, like that. Now, if you if you don't have any of those 3 parodies that I showed you, you want to do one of those sequences until it comes with one of those parodies. So then you'll get to the top and you'll see I have 3 solved here, but then I have 3 right here. Now this is out of place, so this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. So I know an algorithm for that, but for the purpose of this tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an algorithm to switch these corners like this. And that algorithm goes like this. You go down, over, okay, and what that does is I have 2 corners solved, and then I have these 2 corners which I just put out of place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those corners back, and I'm going to do the sequence again. So it goes like this, like this, like this. Okay, now you should rotate this till the corners line up, and then you'll notice the middles will be off. Now what you need to do is you need to turn the front face. Well, first of all, there's 3 that are off. You want to hold the solved middle edge piece right here to the back, and then you want to turn the front face twice, like this, down twice, up on both, over, and then down 2. Okay, now you've completely solved it, but I have completely solved it actually, but what you'll notice occasionally there will be 4 out of place. And if you have 4 out of place, what you need to do is you need to take and do the sequence until 1 gets lined up, and then you'll need to do it again until they're both lined up. Okay? This has been a tutorial on how to solve a Rubik's Cube.